about changing locations and shit. Man, get into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You should hop in. I ain't gonna hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love. You know that I.
Damn.
What you doing?
We try to open the liquor store twice. But what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing? And to my right, I have the most nefarious,
Don't do it.
underhanded,
Oh no.
shiesty, diabolical,
Yikes.
insidious, villainous, blasphemous
Wow.
person to ever grace my eyesight.
It's very
Landlord.
hold on. It's very distasteful for you to behave this way on a Sunday, hen.
I
You
was
can't
saying
be
the same
telling
about
these
you.
fibs on a Sunday like this, man. That is very distasteful of you.
Now,
But how you doing today, sir?
when have I ever told a fib about landlord?
I'm just saying, man. You know what I'm saying?
They
I'm
know
just
what's
saying.
going. They know what's going on, man. And they said roll tide. Yes,
Roll Tide, absolutely.
They beat up on a school full of farmers. What they call Western Kentucky or some shit.
Don't do that.
They
West
call it-
Kentucky much better than a
Hell
lot of
nah.
other teams.
Them
are.
boys are called the hill toppers. They stand on top of
Hilltoppers.
hills. Look at the stars and ask God why did they have to be born in the country like that.
And why did Alabama have to beat the stuffing out on them? Yes, sir.
Man, them boys went to school for agriculture. You ever beating up on them, man? Them boys trying to learn how to farm and milk cows.
Ain't nobody tell them to roll up on this field against the Tide. Ain't nobody tell them that. You know what I'm saying? They should have learned about that. You know what I'm saying? But how y'all doing this morning? Salute to the trap over there. Salute to the liquor store. We in the building with it, man. How you feeling today, man?
I feel great because as much shit as I talk, I did love watching Arkansas destroy Pine Bluff. So, you know, I can't even sit here and
That
be-
sound like a penitentiary. Like
Man, when you playing, I think they do got a pen.
that sound like a penitentiary. I think that's the only way I heard of them.
Yeah, I think there
Sounds
is a pen in
bad.
Pine Bluff while I'm bullshit. Matter of fact, there is a pen in Pine Bluff because my uncle was locked up in Pine Bluff. Both my uncles ended up in Pine Bluff.
See, I knew you was nefarious.
And I had a
Okay.
cousin.
Yeah, you
Yeah, so
nefarious.
it be like that sometimes, though. Yes. That boy said Hale State, Longhorns. I didn't think Longhorns gonna beat the shit out of Colorado State like that. I thought Colorado State would at least score a touchdown because they got one of the best wide receivers in all of college football. That man got neutralized.
He can't do nothing without a quarterback.
Well, that is true, but
Tell you that much.
hey, it is what it is, though, man. You know. Hey, shout out to Colorado State's running back, though. That man ran for over 100 yards against the Texans' defense as a freshman.
Did you see that running back out of Boise, though? We might need to keep him on the radar.
Oh, he's on the radar already.
That dude had 6 touchdowns.
Man, there's really a bunch of dudes that had great, opening days. Ted McMillan went off. Ted was already going to be a first-round pick. He might have made himself wide receiver one with what he did. He had the second most receiving yards in Big 10, Big 12 history. I forget what conference it is now after the realignment. But
They did a lot of changing this season right here. I got to catch up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that man had over 300 yards. 300 yards receiving, like 4 touchdowns. He was already a first-round pick.
Yeah.
So, like, listen, when it get time for Cowboys College, you'll hear these names again. But while y'all watching the games, y'all take notes because it's not like we're gonna draft random dudes. Like the guys that going crazy in NCAA this year, just drop their names down and check to see if they're juniors or seniors, and they're probably coming out at that point. So
Absolutely.
That's easy. That's some of the easiest ways you can get ahead of the draft process.
Any guy you like that flash on the screen, make sure you holler at us or write it down. You know what I'm saying? We'll look into him.
Exactly, man. But yo, man, we got a lot to discuss here, man, because it don't seem like it, but a week from today, the Dallas Cowboys will be taking the field for the first time in a game that actually matters. Right? Dallas Cowboys will be taking on the Cleveland Browns. And boy, this is a hell of a matchup, man. I ain't gonna hold
Great one.
I ain't gonna hold you because they're good. Like I looked through the roster, I looked through the numbers. This is a damn good team we're finna play, man. I'm not gonna even sit here because normally you hear the Browns like you automatically mark that as a win. The Browns been like that. The Browns been like that for years at this point, man.
Yeah, I mean they won against us the last time. Some people on my channel reminded me of the OBJ reverse that he ran with about a 50-yard touchdown on us. And that game was so crazy. Dak came all the way back with the offense. And you remember we ended up losing still, though. But it was like we was down big, and then it looked like, hold on, put the starters back out there. They coming back. Like, it was crazy. So we definitely need to be prepared for these boys. They're a real formidable opponent. And we up here talking about gossip and rumors and mess. and that ain't going to help us out. On my show, I did an exercise and showed when I Google these other teams, I showed you what their headlines was, and then I went and showed them what our headline was. And it looks like we the ones that got the distractions.
Right. And hey, my boy Dumby Talk said, are we trusting Watson? No, but they win despite of Deshaun Watson. Even though Deshaun Watson has been garbage the 2 years that he's been in Cleveland, they still win despite of him not doing much to help the offense out. Because we're going to go through the numbers, we'll go through the personnel, we'll go through all the other stuff. But there are changes that happen in Cleveland. They got a new offensive coordinator. They got new receiving weapons. So it's not like it's going to be a copy and paste of the last 2 seasons in Cleveland.
I'll say this. Oh, it was going to be quick. I'll say this. If we got a new defense, but I was just about to ask you, name a quarterback who don't do that good against us. Like most quarterbacks do decent against the way we play defense. Like I don't know why. Like they usually ball a little bit against us. So I mean, let's see if Zimmer can break that trend. That's what I want to see. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially those mobile quarterbacks. Deshaun's still running. Like the tape I seen from last year, he's still a takeoff running and looked pretty good doing it too. So you gotta watch them. We always kind of struggle with mobile quarterbacks and stuff too.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens though, man. But let me go ahead because I put together notes and numbers and shit, and we'll go through it real quick. So boom, let me see. This is the one right here, and I'll scroll back to the top. Can everybody see this?
Yeah.
All right. So this right here. Hold on. This right here are some numbers and statistics for the Dallas Cowboys versus Cleveland Browns game that will be played on Sunday. So let's just start with the offense and talk about what is new over there. So they had to fire that. I don't know that he got fired or he just went to greener pastures, but they lost their offensive coordinator for last year. This year, the offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns will be Ken Dorsey. If you're what Ken Dorsey is, he was the guy that was scapegoated for Josh Allen throwing all those picks. Like they scapegoated him and they fired him last year, you know, and now he's their offensive coordinator, right? So he comes from that coaching tree, right? He's somebody that was under Brian Dable when he was still there. And pretty much his offense utilizes heavy RPO concepts, and they're also option route heavy. So think of Kellen Moore. Think of a Kellen Moore style offense where theoretically every time the offense goes out there, they can always be right. But if the defense shows them something and they confuse the wide receivers or they confuse the quarterback, then they can always be wrong as well. So it's a very tricky offense to stop. But once you got their number, like it's an offense you can neutralize. So
it's his first year, right?
It's his first year there.
So it's gonna be some growing pains with their option route stuff. And I wonder is Deshaun Watson even used to that?
I'm not sure, but I do also know another aspect of that will be the RPOs, and that is something
that's
that
him.
I know That's something that we know for a fact that Deshaun Watson can do. Deshaun Watson can pull it. He can read it. He can make the throw behind the defense if the linebacker gets sucked up by the running motion. So that is one thing I do want to see how we defend. Like how efficient will our defense be against RPO style offense? And that'll say a lot too, because I know that Kellen Moore is over there with the Eagles, but I still expect them to take all the RPO stuff away from Jalen Hurts. Like, I don't think he'll be the same quarterback if they did that. So I still expect to see plenty of teams try to utilize RPO against the Cowboys this upcoming season. There's going to be at least 3 games on the docket: the 2 Eagles games, this one, and we'll see what the Giants do, of course.
True.
So let's move along, man. Let's move along, because I can't say yeah or nay, because it's going to be a new offensive coordinator against a new defensive coordinator. So those are straight up question marks.
The one thing I will say though, as far as them go, I feel comfortable about him and his defense being sound. Like, he runs such a complex scheme. You can't be guessing on them. You know what I'm saying? You got a responsibility and you got to do it. So when you sticking to your responsibility, you got to be watching and reading your keys. You know what I'm saying? You got to be heavy on them keys, because if you don't, you done messed up the whole play. Because you out of pocket, you ain't where you supposed to be. Hey, give me 1 second here.
Go ahead, bro. Do what you do. So while Landlord handles that, man. Oh yeah, the Raven game. I'm glad you brought that up, Trey Fargo. We know that, Deshaun Watson is gonna do what he do, man. I'm not Deshaun Watson, but we know that Lamar Jackson is gonna do what he do in the RPO game, and he'll keep it. He'll throw it out off those RPO looks. He'll hand it out to the running back. And listen, that's gonna be a damn hard offense to stop when we get to the Ravens game, because are you gonna stack the box to try to stop Derrick Henry, or are you gonna be concerned about giving up those pop passes in the RPO action? So that's gonna be a very trying game as well. Very trying game as well once we get to that Ravens game. So shout out, man, to, I think this is my guy, man. On here on Cash App with the $4 donation, man. I think this is DC for Life Texas. So shout out to my boy DC for Life Texas for the Cash App, man. I appreciate you for your support, man. And hey, DC for Life Texas, salute to you for the member message. My boy has been a subscriber for 2 months. If y'all want to join in, get a membership in the liquor store, man, all you got to do is click on that $sign in the chat, and you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to get a membership. But he wants to know what Landlord's Cash App is. I should be up on here. So let me take this down for 2 seconds so you can see my boy Cash App. Hold on. Yeah, Landlord Cash App is $Landlord723. So if you want to donate to my boy Landlord, hit the Cash App. It's $Landlord723. Matter of fact, y'all put it in the chat box just in case y'all miss it. $Landlord723. If y'all want to donate to my brother. And of course, it's $hitting the more if you want to donate to me. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this back up. Yeah, let me go ahead and pull this back up. All right. So speaking of the Browns offense, let's keep it 1,000. Like, statistically, they weren't great, right? Like there was like no aspect where they completely excelled in, right? Because we know that they had a multitude of backup quarterbacks rotating in and out. Deshaun Watson got injured. Nick Chubb got injured. So the numbers can be misleading. But I do believe them having an entire offseason to implement a new offense, them acquiring more pass catchers, and Jerome Ford getting all these reps with the first team will pay a positive dividend for their ability to move the football at least week 1. Like they've had a long time to game plan for the Dallas Cowboys and how they want to come out and attack us. So take these numbers with a grain of salt because it's going to be a slightly different system, slightly different personnel. But offensive rankings last year, they were the 16th ranked offense. They only mustered up 5,710 yards of total offense, which will have them ranked right at 16th in the National Football League. So we're going to see a lot better offenses, but it being new, it being an offense that we have not seen, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard. Also, shout out to Darren Posey for becoming a member. My boy became a Patron level member in the liquor store, man. So we in here getting drunk in the store. If you want to become a member, get access to, you know, exclusive emojis, get access to early content and exclusive content. All you gotta do is get a membership, man. We'll keep dropping and keep making stuff great, man. Thompson said that's a fire-ass instrumental. Man, it's just the default one at that, man. But hey, they be sliding on here. I don't know who got the sauce up here making these beats, but hey, it be coming in handy too, man. So yeah, it's the newness to the offense that concerns me. It's the newness and it's the fact that they do got good offensive personnel over there. So just because they didn't put it together last year, they got great wide receivers. They got a very good tight end. The offensive line is very stout. And Jerome Ford is no pushover either. But let me just get through the rest of these statistics, then we'll talk about the actual personnel. So this team was also 19th. Right, it was also the 19th graded 19th graded passing offense in the National Football League. Cowboy Stano said he need that membership. Should go on there, man. If you go to the YouTube, you tap on the $, you can choose what membership you want to get, man. And just because y'all are getting memberships, I'll add some exclusive content tonight. So, you know, it'll be members-only content premiering on the channel tonight. If you want to see it, go ahead and hit that $, and get yourself a membership, man.
Y'all forgive me, I had to take an important call, but we back with it, man.
Man, listen, we are Cowboy live streamers, man. Like, we got stuff we got to do. And really, man, shout out to Landlord for even being here in the first place, man. Landlord was supposed to be at work right now, getting overtime, but he's a good friend and he's a great content creator, so he took time out his day and guaranteed money to jump on here with us to talk this Dallas Cowboys Brown because he thought it was important to bring out this content, man. So if y'all can show my boy some love for looking out, hit his Cash App. It's $Landlord723. You know, get his memberships too. He'll be dropping some exclusive content. And just make sure you show Landlord that you appreciate him for the sacrifices he making in this space, man. He a real one.
Man, I appreciate you, Hen. I really do, man. Thank you.
Indeed.
And thank y'all too, man. Y'all know we do make sacrifices for this, man. It's not easy. You know, we working towards full time, but we not full time. So, you know, we gonna have to sacrifice sometime. But we still gonna make sure we do what we can do for y'all, man.
He said, Landlord, don't get fired on your day off. Dun, dun, dun.
I was building box. I was building a clubhouse, Darren. I had to build a clubhouse.
All right, so Landlord, based off these offensive numbers, right, it doesn't seem like they're the greatest offense in the world. But I do want to caution people. Like I said, new offense, different offensive pieces, new scheme. It's the newness of stuff that concerns you sometimes. Because it's not like you've seen this offensive system in Cleveland with the personnel that they got.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts about facing the Cleveland Browns offense?
Like I said, we just talked about it. Deshaun Watson kind of like a mystery though. Cause like I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I look at him as a talented quarterback, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't know what's been wrong with him for the last couple of years. And guess what? You know what's usually the remedy for every struggling quarterback? You know, playing the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what it is about us, man. They get better and get way greater when they play us. Every quarterback. It seems like every quarterback play a little better when they play the Cowboys. So I'm not concerned. It got my antennas up, I say. I'm watching Deshaun Watson. This would be a great way for him to start the season on a good note. You know, just trying to ball out and stun on the Cowboys. That'll be like a Super Bowl for the Browns right now. And this a fan base that ain't had much to cheer about for years. So they feel like they in a resurgence. They feel like they want the smoke. I'm telling y'all right now, last year, that fan base was loud every game. Them boys was wilding out there. So just imagine how that stadium gonna be when the Cowboys roll into town. Like, it's gonna be ridiculous. So this low key gonna be one of the wildest games, I feel like. Then it's the first game of the year. Everybody still got their whole future in front of them. Everybody's gonna be as healthy as they could be. This gonna be a good one. Now, we got a little lucky with Nick Chubb not playing. We did, because you know what I'm saying, he's a great running back, in my opinion. But they got another dude forward. You got to worry about him. They got a full wide receiving core. So, you know, Deshaun Watson going to have all the weapons at his disposal. They got a great tight end. So, it's a lot of – they present a lot of challenges. They really do. So, I already started thinking about the matchups I want to have on them. So, you know, I don't know if you talking about that right now or just the outlook on their offense. Let me know.
We can do both. Let me get through these last numbers. I'm glad that you brought up Jerome Ford, because I know people think like, hey, Nick Chubb is out, man. So we ain't gotta, you know, we should be fine. Shit, that boy hard too.
Yeah, he good too.
Jerome Ford would probably be running back 1 on the Dallas Cowboys.
Probably so.
I mean, I'm not saying that to be hyperbolic or anything like that. Like, he's really a very talented running back with some explosive running capability. So these are Jerome Ford's numbers. And after we give you Jerome Ford's number, I want to hear this matchup that you want. So Jerome Ford, 204 rushing attempts. Remember, he was not the starting running back to start the year. Nick Chubb was. So he had sporadic work until Nick Chubb got injured. So despite that, he still ended up with 813 yards, 4 yards per attempt, 4 rushing touchdowns. So he did pretty damn good, in all honesty, especially knowing that the Browns had multiple backup quarterbacks. They were stacking the box a lot in games, and he still had production.
Yeah.
So go ahead with those
good,
matchups.
Man. Huh?
Go ahead with those matchups. I want to hear this.
Yeah, I just said specifically I want Ranye Thomas on their tight end. What's his name again? It's a wild name. Yeah, David Njoku. Yeah, I want Ranye on him because I feel like Ranye probably the best athlete far as size-wise that we got in that secondary that could really just be a problem with him. Or either Izzy could do it. I say Izzy or either Ranye. Somebody to just match up and just take him out the game. Or try to. So another thing that's concerning to me, like, I thought about this yesterday on my show. I said, listen, I could have sworn our goal was to bring Trayvon Diggs along slowly, but at the same time, we can't because Deron Bland got hurt. So now, look, game 1, I don't really want to see too many other people on Amari Cooper. I feel like Cooper will make a highlight reel on a lot of our other DBs, and that's just him. We know how he is. He was a Cowboy. The dude is superior when it comes to route running, releases, stems, all the stuff to be a wide receiver. He's like that. So I don't know if I want to see Ricky Carson going up against him. I don't know if I want to see Jordan Lewis going up against Amari Cooper. I think we might have to try to see if Diggs can shadow him already, like out the gate. He might have to shadow Amari Cooper for our best interest. What you think about that?
I mean, listen, because they got a multitude of great wide receivers, right? So I'm really not comfortable putting a rookie on a veteran wide receiver any damn way without help. But I definitely would want my best corner to play their best wide receiver, and that would be Trayvon Diggs for us and Amari Cooper for them. So that's very sound, because I don't want to leave a guy out there. His first NFL reps is Amari Cooper putting double moves on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know how you get down as a route runner. And,
hold on, Hen. Give me 1 second. I think this is the real Mark Holmes in the building right now, man. So salute to Mark Holmes, man. We appreciate you for stopping by, man. What's happening with you?
Oh,
I got to
sure?
meet Mark out there at Camp, man. He's a great dude, man. Y'all make sure y'all go support his channel too. I know if you don't know who Mark Holmes is, you must have been under the cave for like, what, about 10 years now? So, yeah, y'all make sure y'all go tap into Mark Holmes.
All right, salute to Mark Holmes, man. It was really him this time.
This the real Mark Holmes. I see a check by his name, so that's the real one.
Okay. Well, good to have you in the liquor store and in the trap, man. So glad to have you over here, brother.
You know you ain't big enough until you got people impersonating you. So I ain't made it to that level yet. We got some work to do, Hen.
Yeah, at all. Like if Henny said something in your chat box, it's really Henny.
It's really me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got some work to do. That's all that means.
Indeed. But man, listen. And James Gary, it's not overpraising a team if it's true. If this team was sorry and we could beat this team by 21 points easily, I would say that. But this team is very talented. You know, they pose a litany of issues for the Dallas Cowboys schematically and personnel wise. So, you know, I just gotta tell the truth. You know, we got to tell the truth. I don't believe it's overpraising if what I'm saying about the team is true. You know,
man, we gonna give unbiased analysis, bro. And like, if you can't handle that, I mean, it is what it is. You want us to lie to you? Oh, Amari Cooper don't know how to run routes. That's what you want us to say? Come on, man. We football fans first. When we giving our analysis, we gonna tell you exactly what we feel and what we know from watching film and watching these dudes. They are not sorry at all. They got a great talent. They got some great talent over here. Now, is that talent gonna manifest into beating the Cowboys? I don't think so, but I'm just telling you what they got to offer.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not vitriol or anything like that, my brother. You know, I just gotta be honest. Like, if they were scrubs, I would say they were scrubs.
Okay, time out. This is a great way to do it. If David Njoku was on the was a free agent, would you want him to be on the Cowboys?
Hell yeah. That man had over 800 yards last year.
That right there let you know that they good. If Amari Cooper threw a temper tantrum and said he want to go back to Dallas, would you accept him with open arms right now?
Of course.
I know some of y'all don't like Jerry Jeudy, but I say, yeah, bring Jerry Jeudy over here. I would. Elijah Moore. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how you do it. Look at them. Don't look at them as opponents right now. Look at them when you doing your analysis. Look at them as free agents, and then tell me how good they are.
Right. And listen, I'm not saying that the Cleveland Browns don't respect the Dallas Cowboys, because a Brown content creator should be saying the same things we're saying about the Dallas Cowboys, because we're also a super talented team. But,
exactly.
You know, we're just talking about them because we see this team once every 4 years. So that's why we definitely got to go into deep breakdowns about these teams when we play them, because we don't see this team on a regular basis. We all know every single player in the NFC East, you know, like it's the back of our hand. We can just name them off, rattle them off, right? We don't really have that luxury with a team like the Browns. Like, you got to really deep dive, and when you look at them, you know, with a fine-tooth comb, like, they're great. Like, look at these names on here. Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, former first rounder. If I'm not mistaken, Elijah Moore was also a former first rounder. David Njoku, who had almost 900 yards receiving last year at the tight end spot. So they're good. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're good. So we're just talking about how can we stop all these good players? How can we come out on top playing against guys like this? You know, that's really the thought process when we talk about these people.
If you too biased to say who good or who bad, how you gonna be able to attack them? How you gonna be able to prepare for them? You know what I'm saying? We just telling you they best players and who we got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with these dudes. But like we said, it all depends on how good or bad Deshaun Watson playing, to me, because he got some weapons now.
Yeah, he got great weapons, and like I said, it's gonna be a new offensive scheme for him. So, you know, it is what it is. But we can't sit here and lie like this ain't a cold wide receiving core. If Dak Prescott had this exact same receiving core, y'all be saying we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, especially with a tight end like that, too. Like, all they pass catches are good.
Yeah, if Dak Prescott had a Nick Chubb, I know he's not playing, but if Dak Prescott had a Nick Chubb, Amari, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, and David Njoku, like, we beat the favorites in the NFC.
Shout out to Demetrius. I feel the same way, but I'm looking at it like, you know, the only reason I feel confident about it because I got Trayvon Diggs. I know he coming off an injury, But I'm like, shit, if I had I wouldn't take too many corners other than Trey. That's just me. So that's always been my stance. You know what I'm saying? Even when people would say, oh, he just catch interceptions. Landlord felt like Trey was always one of the best corners in the league, probably the best. It ain't mean I'd take over him. No lie. It ain't mean I would switch out for Trey. So, I mean, I feel confident of going up against almost any wide receiver, to tell you the truth.
Indeed. Also, shout out to the original people for the $4 cash app, man. I appreciate you for the love and respect, my brother. And hey, if y'all want to donate, help keep the lights on in the liquor store, support, hit that cash app. It's $Henny the Moore. If you want to help buy an ounce, you know, you want to be a certified trapper, hit my brother cash app. It's $Landlord 723.
Buy an ounce of this content.
Yeah.
Shout out to JW with the $4 cash app as well, and original people, man. We appreciate y'all for y'all continued support, man.
You know who
Appreciate
JW
y'all.
is, don't you?
Who?
DC for Life, Texas. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
It's my boy,
That's the pelt rally. His
he
cash app be pelt rallies. Yeah, I be ready to go suit up after that. But yeah, we appreciate y'all.
Also, I never once said the Browns would beat us. Like, I'm always going to pick the Dallas Cowboys, and the reason we do this is so we can find the easiest path to victory.
Yeah.
All right, so let's continue, dog. Let's continue on. So, listen, they got great, but, you know, we were talking about Deshaun Watson. See, y'all be arguing with us. We were getting to the points about the quarterback not playing well. I talked good about everybody else, and I'm finna drag Deshaun Watson from about 30. You see what happened when you could just wait? Wait.
See, what it is it's a proper representation that we talking about what happened, the truth. Like, that's all. If Deshaun was out here playing like that, we'll be like, hey, we gotta watch the dude. You know what I'm saying? But he's not, so we finna tell you the truth about him.
Exactly. Thank you. That's all you wanted. Just give us a chance to get to the negative shit. Like, there's no team without flaws. Every team has a chink in the armor, so to speak.
Facts. Even the championship teams.
So, these are Deshaun Watson's numbers. He's only played 12 games with the Cleveland Browns over 2 years. And in those 12 games, he was better off not playing. He had a passer rating of 81.7. If you want to know anything under a 90, really is atrocious. 14 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He has not completed 60% of his passes. Last year was his highest with the Browns. He completed about like 61%. The year before that, he only completed like 58, 57%. So he's not completing a high percentage of his passes. Got a bad passer rating, and he's taken 37 sacks in 12 games. So that's really over 3 sacks a game that Deshaun Watson is taking. And a lot of them are his fault because they got a great offensive line. A lot of these sacks that Deshaun Watson is taking is because he's running into pressure, trying to extend plays and do a little bit too much outside of the structure of the actual play. Like,
he holds the ball. He holds the ball a lot. And he it seems like he ain't got too much pocket awareness or something. You will see the pocket collapsing and closing down on him, but he be still there patting the ball. Now, when you think about that, if he's holding the ball like that, it's a couple of things you might be concerned about. Like, is he not confident in what he's seeing? You see what I'm saying? Is he seeing the field well enough? Or is he confident in his throws enough? So those are two things that is kind of concerning. And shout out to Miss Regina Green with the $10 cash app. I appreciate you, man.
Salute to Miss Regina Green, and appreciate you for sending the cash app yesterday. I really appreciated that.
Appreciate you.
You a real one. So yeah, man. So Deshaun Watson has not been great passing the football, but like we mentioned earlier to start the show, the one thing you should be concerned about with Deshaun is his legs, because I'm not sure if it's going to be a staple in this new offense, but they did design some quarterback keepers last year. Like, a matter of fact, because, you know, I knew we were playing the Browns. I went back and watched the condensed game with the Browns home opener where they beat the shit out of Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
In Cincinnati, I watched that game too.
Yeah, like, dog, like, they called up a quarterback keeper with an escort. meaning they brought a guy in motion to be a lead blocker for Deshaun Watson, and he pretty much skipped into the end zone. Like he still.
Did you hear how
athletic
that
as hell.
crowd was, bro?
Bro, it's deafening.
That crowd was lit. This is what I'm like, bro. We got to be ready, bro. Don't go in there and think they finna roll over. That's not what's finna happen. I just want my team to match the energy. I'm not sitting up here saying, got the heebie-jeebies when I think about it. No, I just want my team to be ready and prepared. Go out and beat the stuffing out of these boys like they deserve. That's all.
Yeah, shout out to Amp, man. Man, we
Amp
gotta
in
do
the
some more
building.
content, bro. Tap in, man. But yeah, like, listen, Deshaun Watson has had some highlights. He had some highs, he had some lows over there. It's not like he's been piss poor the entire time there. Let me take this call real quick, though, man. I need you to cook up.
Okay. Yeah. It seemed like since he left the Texans, he just been, not as good. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, from college, he got my respect. So, after you beat my team repeatedly, I got to put a little respect on your name. I'm sorry. But he played decent in the Texans. You remember, it was a time, very strange time, when people looked at Deshaun as better than Dak. You ain't been hearing those type of, predictions and those type of takes no more, have you? People just silently creep back away in the bushes when they realize that they was wrong about Dak Prescott once again. It's so many people that just can't wait to throw people ahead of Dak Prescott. It'd be ridiculous. It's people already saying that CJ Stroud is better than Dak. I don't know what Dak has done to the mainstream media to get so disrespected on a consistent basis. It's just ridiculous. And like I said, I'm not here to stand for Dak Prescott, but I'm just here to fight for what's right and wrong. And this is a guy who you've seen perform on a consistent basis for years at a top tier level. And then you got a guy who come in and say, you got a guy that come in for 1 year and you just catapult him over a consistent guy for years. I fight for right and wrong, man. I won't stand for no disrespect to no players if it's not warranted. So, we just got to call a spade a spade. That's ridiculous. But I can't wait to see how Deshaun come out this year, man, because like I said, if you want to ball in front of anybody, if you want to ball in front of any fan base, it's going to be the Cowboys, and these boys going to be ready for it. So we got to be prepared. I just want to come in there and match their energy. Now, one thing I will say about Deshaun Watson, Mike Zimmer and his scheme might give him some problems. With this being a first-year offense, they got to work out the kinks. It's gonna be a little growing pains with a new scheme, and vice versa for us on the defense. But I think Zim got this defense ready. Some telling me that this defense gonna hit the ground running, and it's gonna be only from a football IQ type standpoint. I feel like Zim is gonna have these boys sound and prepared. You won't see all these blown coverages like we usually see. You won't see stuff like that. So I just think we're going to be ready on the defense. And some of those disguises could give Deshaun Watson some trouble. And we could catch a couple of picks off of. And then, we're going to rock out. You start giving the Cowboys turn, you in trouble. We're going to cook.
I agree. And listen, hopefully that is the case. Like I said, their offense is a question mark, and we haven't seen it. Our defense is a question mark, and we haven't seen it in a live game. What we have seen in preseason should make y'all feel a little bit more confident in Zim since he's been here, because we seen some great stuff. We seen our guys pretty much shut down the starting offense for the Las Vegas Raiders. We didn't even have our starters in. You know
True.
what I'm saying? So that happened. That was real. You can take things from those reps and what you've seen from that. But this might end up being a defensive battle, because we got a very good defense, as Lando was pointing out. Brown was the number one defense in the league last year. They were the overall number one defense. They gave it the least amount of yardage of any team in the National Football League. They were the number one ranked pass defense, and they were the number 11 ranked run defense. So, in all honesty, they were pretty solid in every aspect. Now, you could make the argument, right, that the run defense numbers aren't, as great face value because their defense didn't play a lot of snaps because of the style of offense they played. You know, there was a very run heavy team. Even there was a very run heavy team. Even with Nick Chubb missing time, this team still had the 4th most rushing attempts in the National Football League. So, for reference, they ran the ball more than the 49ers did. They weren't as efficient, but they had more rushing attempts than the 49ers did. And we think of them as a run-centric offense, right?
What we said, you tend to run the ball when you don't when you're not that confident in your quarterback play.
Yep.
You're going to run the ball more than – you remember we had some kind of discussion about that. I can't remember. But, you know, it depends on your personnel, how you handle stuff like that. Like, they looking at Deshaun like, I don't know about you, my boy. We might need to hand the ball off a little bit more.
I'm also say this. It's not solely on Deshaun because he only played 6 games. He's played 12 games since he's been in Cleveland.
I mean, just think about it. A backup is even worse.
That's my point.
We finna hand the ball off, yeah.
Do you not remember they had Joe Flacco out there and took him to the playoffs?
Ah, man.
You remember Joe Flacco came in slinging that hole though, but
yeah.
But yeah,
he just was not that good, but he was risky with it.
Yeah, he was just throwing that mug around just for the hell of it. He won comeback player of the year somehow. But
he like, this is my last year. Didn't he retire after that?
Man, that man's still in the league. That man a backup.
Oh, he stayed?
Man,
wow.
Why not stay? That's the best thing you can do. Joe Flacco already won a ring. He already been one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. He came in for a couple games and won an award. That man just sitting back making money right now.
True.
Matter of fact, he's the backup quarterback for the Colts, who got a quarterback that was just coming off of season-ending injury.
Richards.
Yeah, so like
Richards.
Yeah, he might play again. That we're talking about it. Now you really think about it. If you don't know if he's injury prone or not, he might be back out there, bub.
Facts.
So he got
because dude got hurt like what the first 2-3 games. He was off to a decent start too.
Yeah, like he
the Colts quarterback.
Yeah, he was doing pretty good. Still got to improve as a passer because he's a very young guy.
He was running all around the field.
Yeah,
that's how he got hurt.
Yeah, but hey, they knew who he was when everybody looked at Anthony Richardson's Florida tape and said, "Man, this is one of the best passes I ever seen." No, you saw this dude had a big ass arm. You saw he was a super athlete, and you probably thought you could mold him into one of these quarterbacks that can develop into a passer down the line. But they didn't draft that man based off his pinpoint accuracy. They based this man off of physical attributes. You know
yes,
what
sir.
I'm saying?
Hey, man, we looking a little behind on the likes, man. We got 113 on my side, 76 likes, man. Let's get to at least 100 likes. 16 of y'all can say screw it, you know what I'm saying? But at least let's get to 100 likes if y'all don't mind. Help your boy out. We got to beat up this algorithm. And, hey, man, y'all just seen here and told you, I supposed to been at work, so the production of this show I had nothing to do with. You know, all the numbers, all the research, that goes to HTM Sports. So y'all make sure y'all give him some support, man. Y'all make sure y'all look out. Go over there and hit his cash app and do stuff like that, man, because this was all his show right here. I just came and gave some commentary, and you know what I'm saying? He needed me to rock out. I came to rock out with him. But y'all make sure y'all support, man, for real. We appreciate y'all.
Indeed. Appreciate that too, man. You know, hey, it takes a little time to put the numbers together, man. But, you know, I think it's worth it, man, to get an overall picture. Because I never like giving lazy analysis about a team. That team sucks. We're going to go out there and do this, go out there and do that. I want to know the real. Don't tell me everything is fine and I got cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know what the proper prognosis is so I can go out here and try to fight for my life.
Yeah,
right?
So I can live my life right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, hey,
I can get my ducks in a row at least. Good Lord.
I can figure something out. Just don't tell me an easy lie. I prefer a hard truth over an easy lie anytime.
Bars.
Yeah, man. So, but speaking of this defense again, man. So just so you know, this is a 4-3 base defense that the Cleveland Browns got. Matter of fact, I think I got a little graphic together. Oof, it didn't load in. I should have did better. All right, but they're a 4-3 base defense. We already know who's on the front. They got Myles Garrett, right? Reigning Defensive Player of the Year on one side. They got Zadarius Smith. If that name sounds familiar to you, he used to be one of the primary pass rushers
With the Vikings.
For the Green Bay Packers before that, then the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he's a veteran edge rusher who's had success against the Dallas Cowboys before. Then you think about their defensive tackles who are not scrubs. You remember you wanted Shelby Harris?
Yeah.
He over there.
See that?
Do you remember what's my boy name? Tomlinson. You remember Tomlinson?
Yeah.
He over there.
See that? They got a real defensive line too.
Real defensive line, real secondary. They got one of the best secondaries in the league. Like the Dallas Cowboys got one of the best secondaries in the league.
I know I wanted to draft Grant Delpit. I know he had dealt with some injuries coming out, but that dude was a great talent. And it looked like he done rejuvenated and, got her back. He been out there balling. Yeah.
You remember we wanted to draft Thornhill, but we went and got Tristan Hill?
Uh-huh. So, them boys. Then they got Denzel Ward, cornerback. Then they got a couple of more cornerbacks. Yeah. I like I'm not sitting up here doing a praise dance for the Browns. I'm just saying they got a good team. You know what I'm saying?
And they got one of the best linebackers in the league in Jock.
We wanted to draft him, but the Cowboys had other things. I know one of the, Tuck be on it. I think Tuck was one of the main people saying, JOK, we should have drafted him. Well, he out of Notre Dame, I believe, right?
Some shit like that, yeah.
Yeah, Jeremiah Owusu Core, more like that.
Some shit like that.
Yeah. I think he out of Notre Dame.
He's a fire linebacker.
We wanted him too, and he done came over there and took over. Mike linebacker and all that. And we're like, what? He ain't been in the league in about 2 years.
Louise, I know you're not talking about last year when your defense gave up 28 points per game against teams with winning records. You do know that's an actual stat. The Dallas Cowboys defense last year feasted off of subpar teams, but when a real team rolled around, they were out here getting 30-pieced. Do you not remember that the damn Seahawks couldn't score points all year until they played the Dallas Cowboys?
And Arizona ain't beat nobody but the Cowboys.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, they are here and blew us out, right? Green Bay Packer game blew them out, right? Buffalo Bills blew them out. Do you know what all those having come outside of the Arizona Cardinals? They were good. Dallas Cowboys were beating the shit out of the Giants. Dallas Cowboys, even the Eagles put up points on us the first game. Yeah, you had a top 5 defense on paper. What does it matter if you got a top 5 defense on paper if they get folded by every team with a post? You don't play weak teams in the playoffs. If you only can stop teams that are subpar, not playoff caliber, then why the hell did you think they were gonna hold up in the playoffs? That's why I came on this show to talk about my concerns. Like when I did the show with Landlord and Boss, and I'll give y'all my concerns about the Packers, right? And how this team didn't handle motion well, or teams with winning records. Like, y'all didn't listen to me. So I don't need y'all to sit here and act like last year defense didn't do shit in the playoffs last year for y'all to say that. Even without the Dak Prescott interceptions, this team gave up over 30 points at home. Allowed a player to be the most wide open in the NFL all year.
I'm not going to excuse the interceptions. I ain't saying you doing it for Dak. I'm talking about for the defense. Because I seen other teams give up interceptions and didn't give up no points. Like, interceptions. Now, one of them was Dak, and he just got a pick 6. But the other one, you was able to stop him. And you did it. I seen the Ravens do it. I seen the Chiefs do it. Why we couldn't do it? We was so gangsta on defense. What's up? You was able to stop them. You could at least held them to a field goal. We gave up touchdowns.
And this is the thing, man. Like, the reason that people defend Dak Prescott as much as they do is not because he doesn't deserve blame. He deserves blame. Dak Prescott be fucking up sometimes.
Yeah.
The issue is
Deer-eyed Dak be coming out sometimes.
Yeah, the issue is y'all just stop there at Dak. Like, nigga, y'all love everybody else. Like, Trayvon Diggs has been bullied in the playoffs before. Y'all ain't said nothing about it. Like, Michael Parsons has come up small in the playoffs before. Y'all don't ever say anything about it. This
he didn't record a stat against the 49ers, right?
It was either 49ers or Green Bay. I can't remember. Y'all
I think he didn't record a stat.
Y'all love the offensive line, but this same offensive line gave up 20 pressures and 5 sacks in the very first 49ers playoff loss. Like, y'all never criticize any other aspect of the team but the quarterback. That's why people are like, hold the fuck up. Like, yes, that be tripping, but it's not as simple as just swapping out a quarterback. Like, everybody else got to do their damn jobs too in order for us to win these damn games. You know what I'm saying? And if people do, it's a small minority.
It's plenty blame to be given around, man. It's plenty blame to be given around. That's why it get frustrating when you don't like place the blame properly. We just stop, like he said. That's what made people frustrated. It's like, okay, you can't see past the quarterback. We know he got his issues, but his issues might not even be the biggest concern. That's what's crazy. Like, his issues might not even be the biggest concern, or that has the lion's share of us losing. It's other stuff that's like, man, if we can get this handled, we'll be good. Like, the people that can't stand that, ask yourself, what the run game did for us?
Exactly.
What did the run game do for us in the playoffs?
This is another thing we talk about. Nobody batted an eye when Ezekiel Elliott got shut down in the Rams game and then held out. Right, Zeke got shut down in the Rams game, then held out, or did he hold out before his third? No, it had to be after. It had to be. He couldn't get a contract extension before then. So Zeke held out, then we missed the playoffs. Y'all ain't say shit about it. That man was coming off of a horrible playoff game, but y'all ain't never say anything about that man getting his money or anything else like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nobody ever criticized piss poor playoff performances unless it's quarterback driven. And this is not even on the Dak Prescott thing, because y'all did the same thing with Tony Romo and the shit was unfair. And we're still having the same playoff issues with a different quarterback. And if you were to swap out Dak Prescott, y'all would do the same thing. Y'all would crucify the next quarterback we have and disregard everything else going on around the goddamn team. And we need to be better fans than that.
I could have sworn that new media has been one of the catalysts of helping us understand the game in a deeper, you know what I'm saying, from a deeper standpoint. Like, surface level people gonna just go straight to the quarterback. I understand that. But a lot of y'all watch enough good content out here in the space to realize that it's deeper than the quarterback, man. The quarterback is one cog to this machine. You know what I'm saying? And he's an important one. You know what I'm saying? We talking about a car, you might say the quarterback the engine. But what the hell the engine gonna do without a transmission? What the hell the engine gonna do without, you know what I'm saying? Without, you need stuff to go with the engine. It's the most important, but you still, what the hell the engine gonna do if the battery dead? You ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. So everybody needs their own parts to make this work. We need everything to go right. The smallest detail could be off and now the car's not working. You might blow a fuse. Your engine performing greatly, but you blew a fuse, now you stuck, you stranded, you don't know what's wrong with it. Like, it's simple stuff like that. That's a good analogy for a football team. It's a lot of big pieces, but the small pieces are just important to the grand scheme of things. You see what I'm saying? The engine could be perfectly fine, but it's other things in the car that's messing you up. That's all I'm saying. So don't just be looking at the engine thinking that it's the end all be all when you need everything else.
Facts. And listen, like, don't just look at the scoreboard like, we held them to this many points. How many penalties did the defense give up that kept drives going and ate up time of possession and took away opportunities for the offense? Like how many rushing yards did that defense give up in the first 49ers game? Like 170 on the ground. Like, come on now. Like, this defense have been ran out the field so many times. 170 here, damn near 300 here, damn near 200 here. Like, come on now. Like, this very rarely in these playoff losses had this defense showed up for you. Like a lot of y'all want to count to 2021. Fuckers had 12 penalties. They allowed like 180 yards on the ground.
Who you gonna beat like that? And then you playing a formidable team like the 49ers, and you had 12 penalties.
3rd and 20 in 2016. Y'all wouldn't be talking about Dak Prescott. This man had you in position to go to the NFC Championship game, and your defense gave up a 40-yard completion on 3rd and fucking 20, and we sitting here talking about Dak Prescott.
Do they think Dak is Travis Hunter or some shit? Like, do he play on both sides of the ball and we don't know about it?
Man, 2018, Dak Prescott had you up in that game. Your defense proceeded to get ran off the field. And even then, even as bad as the game went, if you could just got to stop on 3rd and medium, the offense would have had a chance to get the ball in time.
I think that car analogy was so good because, look, you can have an engine, but you ain't got the rest of the car. What the hell you going to do? It's like you need everything, bro. You just need everything. Like, I know nothing about it. That's not a popular take, but it's the truth. You need everything.
It is the truth. And listen, part of me wants y'all to get exactly what you want. Part of me wants y'all to live without Dak Prescott, so y'all can either go through the quarterback carousel or go through the same shit of saying the quarterback should win the whole goddamn game by himself with the next guy. So
Guess what? I think I got it, Hen. I think I just figured out the glitch in the matrix, bro. The problem is you don't hear people talk about average quarterbacks as if they should carry the whole load. Yikes. Give yourself a quarterback and then tell me how the load need to be distributed. You only say stuff about that about great quarterbacks. You see what I'm saying? That just means y'all just don't understand how to distribute the load. Like, look at this. Name any average quarterback who they got championship aspirations on. Like, that's not happening. Daniel Jones got to shoulder the load for the Giants. I almost said something. Who's saying that? Who's saying that Daniel Jones got to take the New York Giants to the Super Bowl or else? Who is saying that? Who's saying Gardner Minshew got to take the Raiders to the championship? Who's saying that?
It gotta be.
That's crazy, bro.
You got to have the roster.
That's crazy. When you think about it like that, now you start to really understand how cynical that is when you trying to say that a quarterback got to do it itself. That just means you putting too much on the quarterback. You see what I'm saying? That's all it means. You putting too much on the quarterback. If you look at these average quarterbacks, you ain't thinking like that. You like, man, everybody need to help him and he need to help us. Like, you go straight to a team. You like, we need to do this. You don't say he, you say we. You start talking in French. You see what I'm saying?
Oui. Indeed, man. But yeah, that's the only thing, man, because I didn't want to get sidetracked, but we got to have honest conversations about the makeup of our team and why we lose. Because we can't just keep blaming the quarterback for 30 fucking years. Because remember, we got a damn near 30-year drought. It can't always be the damn quarterback.
Facts.
It wasn't always Romo. It wasn't always Romo why we lost. It ain't always been Dak why we lost. Could they play better in spots? Sure. Could they have gotten more help in spots? Sure. Even that 49ers game, if Cedric Wilson had not lost his battle, he probably win the damn game. The man got behind the defense and just got tripped and couldn't catch the goddamn ball.
Better play calling. You might have would have won. If Jerry Jones wouldn't have meddled and got away, you would have had this amazing offense that you just seen last year in year one back then. I just tell you,
my God.
Somebody.
Hold
go
on
ahead.
Real quick, landlord. Let me
go
get this
ahead
out before I forget it. You definitely can say that he's playing at an MVP level because most people that win the MVP don't win the damn Super Bowl in the same year. An individual performance by a player is not the end-all be-all for Super Bowl contention. You can be a great quarterback and never win a Super Bowl. Do you know that Warren Moon never even made it to a championship game? Do you know that Dan Marino had one good postseason run and never sniffed a Super Bowl again? Do you know there are multiple quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame right now that never been to a Super Bowl or never won one? Do you know that Nick Foles is a fucking Super Bowl champion? Do you know that Rex Grossman, one of the worst quarterbacks I ever seen play, went to a fucking Super Bowl? So can we stop this? This cookie cutter quarterback analysis is a pain in my ass.
Did you see Nick Foles just did it, and they got rid of him the next year? They said, "Go, we're done with you. You're not good enough. It wasn't you. It wasn't you." But yeah, man, I know it sounds like it's coming in the form of somebody taking up for Dak, but I swear, in my opinion, bro,
You can swap the quarterback out.
That's what I'm
It ain't gotta
saying.
be just Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I'm
Swap the
taking up
quarterback out.
for right and wrong, the truth. That's who I support. Now, if Dak come out there and just completely destroy the game, I'll be the first person to say it. I swear I will. Like, if anybody come out there and deserve it.
We didn't kill Dak Prescott. We didn't kill him after the game until we went back and watched the film and saw what kind of help that everybody else got.
I want to see Dak Prescott
listen,
perform to the level he at and have a good run game to lean on when the offense is shaky. You know what I'm saying? That I want to see Dak Prescott have a defense who don't just lay down. Y'all can't nobody in the chat tell me our defense ain't lay down. Can't nobody tell me our defense ain't lay down. But this is what I was saying. Without the meddling, man, I keep saying this. I think I might have been the first person in the space to say this, and I mean it. If Jerry Jones wouldn't have meddled and let Mike McCarthy be the OC when he first came in, we probably would have had a Super Bowl, y'all. No lie. Look at what he did in his first year right now under the offense. Back then, we had Coop, CD, and Michael Gallup. And we had Oni and Zeke. You mean to tell me Mike McCarthy wouldn't have gave you a hell of a year with that offense? We just seen what he did with an inferior offense compared to that one. We ain't had nothing but CeeDee Lamb. Then take that back. We had Coop, we had CD, we had MG, we had Zeke, Tony, and Dalton Schultz. And Peyton Hendershot. We had like 3 raw tight ends at that time. Man, Mike would have went crazy. And I don't want to hear you say nothing about year one. Look what he just did in the first year. Dak almost won MVP. You had one of the best offenses in the league. People ain't hearing me, man. We squandered the Super Bowl. I feel like we might have squandered the Super Bowl, and our defense was playing at a top 10 level already, and we screwed it up just from being under Jerry Jones and his meddling.
Yep, I agree with you. So, man, listen, Dallas Cowboys got to do better all the way around, man. Because listen, it's tiring having these conversations. Because I promise you, in 10 years, if Dak leaves with another quarterback and we still are having the same playoff shit, y'all will still have y'all black asses or whatever ethnicity you is. You will still have y'all asses in this chat box talking about what the quarterback ain't did. I'm just trying to save us from
That's all. I just don't want to do something illogical and screw myself over because people overreacting. Good coach because people overreact. I don't want to lose a good quarterback because people overreact. I'd rather not.
And this is the thing about responsibility. Why y'all acting like the other players have won anything too? Y'all keep talking about what Dak ain't won. Ain't nobody on the goddamn Cowboys done won shit. Why is it only the quarterback? Like, y'all love every other player not named Dak Prescott. And they have done.
Ain't nobody other than Brady and Mahomes won pretty much anything. Brady, Mahomes.
I'm just saying in general from their mind state about the team. Like is it not a team game? Cause y'all tell me that Dak got this and got that and got this. Okay, if he got all that, why them niggas ain't show up either? Why they ain't show up? Like, you talk about this defense. Why they always getting punched in the mouth? You talk about these running backs. Why they never? We ain't had a 100-yard rusher since 2018. It's 2024, bro. In the playoff game, Dallas Cowboys ain't had a 100-yard rusher since 2018, and that was against the Seattle Seahawks. So guess what? When we lost against the Rams, we didn't have a 100-yard rusher. When we lost against the 49ers every time, we didn't have a 100-yard rusher. When we beat the shit out of Tom Brady and them, we didn't have a 100-yard rusher. So it's really the passing game or bust because you really ain't generated much out of your rushing attack in years. Literally in years in these win or go home situations, you've had a one-dimensional offense, and that is facts.
Facts.
I'm just saying, like, who else you gonna blame? I don't see y'all blaming Zeke. Y'all didn't blame Tony Pollard when he was here and healthy and he got shut down in playoff games. Y'all ain't blame CeeDee Lamb for dropping balls in the first quarter that could have extended drives. Y'all ain't blame nobody but the quarterback. You ain't blame Brandon Cooks for getting bitched out by a corner and beat to the football for a pick. You ain't blame nobody but the quarterback. Y'all don't blame the offensive line for sacks or not holding up in the run game to help the running backs out. Y'all don't blame nobody but the quarterbacks. So I hope y'all get what the fuck y'all. I hope y'all get a mediocre ass quarterback. I hope you niggas get Trey Lance for 2 years.
Don't do that.
That's what I hope you niggas. Nah, fuck that. That's exactly what I hope y'all get. I hope you get Trey Lance for 2 to 3 years, and let's see how that shit plays out.
Just I wish there was a way y'all could do that and I didn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could pull that experiment off and let y'all have it, and then I still have what I want. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm good on that. Like, I ain't trying to go through misery for no reason. I'm sorry. That's just not what I'm on.
We know what the misery is, but this is a good defense, though, bro. This is a good defense. It's a great defense. If I could just down there, I'd have been through the numbers, bro. I'd have been through some numbers. So, keys to victory from seeing the numbers that you got. You know what I'm saying? From seeing the numbers that you got right here. What are your keys to victories against the Cleveland Browns? I also want to throw this out here. They only allowed 13 points per game at the crib.
See, we just be confident in our defense. I just feel like, our offense. I feel like, the one they hate the most, Dak Prescott, and his offense gonna go out there and do what they can do. And I feel like I'm still confident in this offense, man. I am. Like, I'm confident. I feel like Dak gonna go in there and ball out. I feel like CD gonna go in there and ball out. I feel like the O-line should hold their own. Not too sure about Guyton. I feel confident in him, but that's the defensive player of the year over there. So, anybody should be concerned about him.
If you're not, I was finna say, even if he's not going up against Myles Garrett,
he ain't.
No hope.
So, my offensive line got the most question marks, but I did see them do well. I did see some things that gave me confidence in them. Like Cooper Beebe, he got his snaps right. He was actually being a force in the middle of that O-line, so that was a good thing. I see him being able to pull better. I see him being able to down block better, like better than what we had last year in Tyler Biadasz. I see improvements there. But at the same time, like I said, this is a young line that's going to have to gel. And we talking about quarterbacks. I feel good about the line because of the level of quarterback play I got. I feel like Dak can navigate that, especially give them time to get they act together. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Dak is able to do that. And this should go without saying. Mike McCarthy should have Hunter Lipke or my boy Jake Ferguson chipping Myles Garrett at least for the first half. You know what I'm saying? Get him frustrated or run away from him or run at him. You know what I'm saying? Make him play the run game. And that might help neutralize him. That might help neutralize him right there if we run at him and get some chip blocks on him to kind of beat him down. You know what I'm saying? Break him down a little bit, because we don't want to just drop back and pass all day either. You know what I'm saying? We want to stress him out. We don't want him to be fresh all game. You know what I'm saying? We want to have him with some bumps and bruises. So if we can neutralize Myles Garrett, I feel great about my chances against this team. I don't feel, just like we feel good about Denzel Ward, I'm sure they feel good about him. I feel even greater about CeeDee Lamb. So, you see what I'm saying?
And I actually think it'll be Greg Newsome against him and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I think CeeDee going to be all over the field like he been. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I look at it like, of course, we can acknowledge them to be good players, but that ain't got nothing to do with our players. Our players are better for some of them. Some of my players I feel better about, and I feel like I like my chances still. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, I'm taking the Cowboys. I feel like we're going to go in there and win. It's just going to be a rough game. And I don't want people to overlook this game because this is a formidable opponent. That's why I'm ringing the alarms I'm letting off the sirens so y'all can realize that, hey, they're not going to lay down, and we shouldn't go in there and think they is. The Doodoo Browns, yeah, they a real team now, and they fan base is going to represent, and they going to be there, and we need to be ready.
Because, man, listen, they're not hoes. I'm not going to sit here. Listen, this was the Giants. I'll talk to y'all about how good I felt about this.
We going to beat them by 40.
Game.
We'll tell you.
Yeah, like I be talking crazy about the Giants. And you a scrub, I'm gonna treat you like a scrub, man. But if you like that, if you a killer like I'm a killer, and I gotta look you in your eyes, you ain't gonna blink. You gonna see who blink first, nigga. I'm gonna tell you about that. You understand? I wish I had that Mike Tyson experience, clip where you talk about making two punches sound like one. On there tweaking. It's like, yeah, it will be two real teams going at each other Sunday afternoon.
And we shouldn't be relaxed. You might need to sit up in your seat for this one. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know every team want to beat the Cowboys. They got incentive to beat the Cowboys. Like, nobody's checking for the Browns. Nobody. Even though they got all this talent we just told you, they still get treated like they're a normal old team. Like,
and they very well win that division. Even with the Ravens and Steelers there, they can very well win that division.
Nobody's talking about them. They don't get one topic on none of these shows. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's talking about the Browns. So that just lets you know they flying under the radar a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want us to be like a Green Bay situation like, wow, now we see they talented and they shocked us. Like, nah, we know off the back that we ready for them.
Folks don't listen. Like, listen, folks be purposely obtuse when it comes to their feelings about players. You can give them all the numbers, all the film breakdown. You can, they use wild comparisons. Then when you compare these other situations around the league, you see they don't actually stack up and make sense what they talking about. They don't want to hear that shit. So listen, if you want to be purposely obtuse, that's you. If you don't give a damn about facts, that's you. You ain't got to tune in. But we going to keep speaking that real shit. So, man, we out this mug. Land, let them know what they
already, man. Landlord from Alabama with the same handle on all social media, man. Y'all tap in for the win, man. Let's get it, man. Hey, we finna go out there and do what we do, man. We finna go do what we do.
Indeed, man. It's your boy, Henny the Moore.